So just like React for web, we have a CLI we can install. If you remember, it calls create React app. So we have pretty much the same thing, but for React Native. How can we find it? Okay, so go to Google, just go to Google and say create React Native and then app. So the only thing we're adding is the word native. So this will take you to the first result, which is a GitHub. So if you go right here, oh, sorry, not this one. Let's go back. And you need to go to the Facebook.github. So it's a Facebook pages, GitHub pages. So if you go right here, it's going to say introducing create React Native app. Very good. So you're going to get all the instructions in how to install the CLI. Now, we have a few prompts. So right here, you can do npm install, the I for install, -g, so we install this globally so we can run this command wherever we want. And then you just install the dependency, the CLI. That is good. The problem is that the CLI will work only with versions of npm 4. So if you have npm version 5 in your computer, it's not going to really work. You're going to be able to use some of the features of create React Native, and that is a no-go. So how can you check which version you have of npm? So we do cmd just like this, and you just go to the terminal. Let me just bring the terminal. And I'm going to do cd dot, doesn't matter, you can just run this whenever you want. So npm -v, and I get the 5.3.0. So this one will not work for me. So you have two different choices. You can try to, and I will not recommend this one, you can try to downgrade the version of npm to a version 4 instead of 5. Or you can use Yarn. So React Native app works really great with Yarn. So you can use Yarn. So how can we install Yarn? So okay, I'm gonna go right here, and I'm gonna type yarn install and then Windows, because for Mac the installation it's a little bit different. So with Windows right here you have the Mac, whatever, you need to install through Homebrew. We already did that. So you can go to Windows, and of course you have Linux and other alternatives. But with Windows in this case, you just can download an installer, and that's it. So I'm gonna click download installer, and I'm gonna host it inside downloads. It's gonna take just a second, it's really small. And then of course you need to open it and run the installation. I've already have a Yarn installed in my computer, but I'm just gonna install it again, doesn't matter. So next, I accept, then next, and install. And we need to wait for the for the notification. You're not gonna really see it. Let's wait it for a minute. 1 second. All right, so allow, and then it's gonna do the installation. It's gonna be really fast. So I'm gonna click on finish, and then go back again to the terminal, right? Okay. So how can we check what version if we are really running Yarn? So do yarn --, and then version. And I get the 1.5.1. So if you're getting this, you're running Yarn. That's good. Now, if you're not getting this, again, you will need to restart the computer, all right? Just restart and then come back. Now, since we have Yarn, what we need to do is to install the React Native tools. So if I go to the documentation, right here we have an example with npm. So again, if you're using npm 4, you can just use npm 4. It's gonna work. But if you want to install and run Yarn, what we need to do is install the Create React Native App CLI through Yarn. So what we do is yarn space then global, because we need to install it globally, and then we use the keyword add. And then we do space and we type the name of the dependency of the CLI, which was Create React Native App. So create, then React, then native, then app. All right, I'm gonna press enter. It's gonna take a second. And all right, that is done. So we have the CLI installed. So we are ready, we are ready to use it. We're gonna use it in a few minutes. We need to do some other things first.